What's up, guys? So one of my Twitter followers or Instagram followers, I can't remember, I think I posted a picture and they were like, hey, why don't you show us your entire DVD collection? And I thought, hey, you know what? That's a really good idea because I don't really buy DVDs that much anymore, if at all. But I do have a nice collection that I'm proud of. So anyway, without further ado, I give you the Drumdums DVD collection. Okay guys, October is over and it's almost a breath of fresh air. I love horror to death, but I have been doing horror for 31 days. So it is nice to get into November and maybe stretch my legs a little bit. And also November is kind of epic movie month in the McCoy family house. And as you can see, I've changed my background. I got all the horror stuff down. But yeah, I got a Rick Grimes up there. But yeah, I've changed out all my Funkos. I got my Iron Man in the middle there that I got from FYE. My wife got me that. And I got a couple little extra ones on here. I got an Iron Man over there, Icons Edition, and a Captain America Icons Edition. And of course, I got my red Hulk on display over there. So yeah, and I've been wanting to show off some more of my Funkos, specifically my action Funkos. So anyway, why are we here? Right, DVD collection. So I figured the best way to do this, I actually grabbed one of my benches. I have 2 benches and a coffee table and a big round ottoman type deal. I keep all my DVDs in those. What you see on the screen right now, those are my DVD housing. Now all my Blu-rays I keep in my armoire. My Blu-ray collection has surpassed my DVD collection, but I'm not going to be showing you a TV series except for one TV series that was a big part of my childhood, and I'm glad that I still have that collection. And if you've been a fan of my channel, you can probably guess what it is. But anyway, yeah, so let's get started. And I'm just going to grab a stack of them. And then I'm not going to say too much about these movies, maybe little tidbits here and there. But if you have any questions about any of these editions or whatever, just ask me down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. So here we go. Just grabbing a stack right here. We got Donnie Darko, the director's cut. One of the worst director's cuts, and I'm comparing it to the theatrical cut, which is a masterpiece of a movie. But the director's cut really just bogs the movie down. And guys, I'm going random on this, okay? So anything can happen. Anything. I mean, I even have a VHS here, right here. This is Hot Drummer VHS. 1992. I bought this when I first joined the military. Tommy Aldridge on the cover, who used to play for Ozzy, but he's kind of a hired gun type drummer. But yeah, this was one of my first drumming, really my only drumming DVD that I had that's specifically for drumming. And I love this. It's actually really good. You got some good drummers on here. So yeah, that's my only VHS for this though. Now, jumping over to some more music. I used to be a really big Dream Theater fan. One of the most talented bands ever. But as soon as Mike Portnoy left the band, I kind of lost interest. But if you want a great musical DVD, definitely get Metropolis 2000 Scenes from New York. Excellent, excellent DVD concert. Wow. And next up, I'm a big Smashing Pumpkins fan. This is Euphoria, and it's a mixture of things. It's got some live footage, it's got some videos, it's got some behind-the-scenes stuff. If you're a Pumpkins fan, this is a must-own. Also, you know, showing my 80s love, but this is Metallica. This is the Black Album, the making of the Black Album, or it's actually the Black Album revisited, I think maybe 15 years later. And this is cool because all 4 guys, they get in the studio and they go over some of the tracks. They show you some early demos. Really cool stuff in this DVD though, definitely. I used to be a really big Kiss fan. And this is, well, I'm still a big Kiss fan. I love Kiss. But this is their second coming back in 1996. Nobody ever thought that Kiss would put back on the makeup. And when they did, the world just went berserk. And this is kind of a documentary of that. If you're a big Kiss fan, this is definitely worth a watch. As you guys also might know about me, I'm a huge Tool fan, huge Maynard fan, and this is actually one of Maynard's 3 bands. This is Pucifer, or Pucifer. And this is a live DVD, What Is, and it covers their first 2 albums, I believe. And I saw Pucifer live back in Atlanta a couple months ago, and what an amazing show. It started off with 20 minutes of wrestling. Yep, wrestling. But yeah, great show. Maynard James Keenan, his voice is one of the greatest voices I've ever heard live. Okay, popping up a comedy here. I got a lot of comedy DVDs. This is The Wedding Singer. I don't buy that many comedy Blu-rays really because to me, comedies, I don't have to have the highest picture quality. If it's just something to make me laugh. And the picture on DVDs, it's good enough for me. But this is The Wedding Singer. I think this is one of Adam Sandler's best movies. Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, their chemistry in this movie is so good. It's an 80s flick. I love these type movies. So yeah, love Wedding Singer. And this is John Tucker Must Die. I think I got this one for like $1. At one of the bases I was stationed at, they would sell their DVDs, like clearance DVDs, for like $1. And I'd never seen this, so I thought, hey, it's $1. Might as well check it out. And it's okay. It's got some funny scenes in it. Now, one of my favorite comedies ever. It's sort of a comedy slash gangster type movie, and it is Snatch. This is a Trapped on an Island movie. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. One day I'm going to review this, but yeah, so many great actors in this. Brad Pitt, Jason Statham. But my favorite character in this movie, Bricktop. And Bricktop loves Tummy. Another one of my favorite comedies, this is Pineapple Express. I'm not a huge Seth Rogen fan, but for some reason, all the stars aligned for this movie. It's a pot movie, and it's got Seth Rogen and James Franco, and they're just so good together in this. But really, I think Danny McBride steals the show in this. All right, next up, we got American History X. This is a classic. Now, a lot of my DVDs I've upgraded to Blu-ray. This is one that I haven't. I don't know why. But yeah, this is another one of those movies this is like top 20 type movie. This is so good. Edward Norton deserved an Oscar for this. He did Primal Fear and then he did this movie. I mean, talk about a 1-2 shot. He just killed it in this movie though. If you've never seen American History X, it is so thought-provoking. It pushes the envelope. It really does. And it's about a white supremacist who goes to jail and then he starts seeing things in a different way once he gets in prison. Another one of my favorite comedies, this is Anchorman. Anchorman is just so funny start to finish. Anchorman 2, no. I only needed to watch Anchorman 2 one time to realize how great of a film Anchorman is. It is just perfect, so funny. They had so much material on the cutting room floor that they ended up making another movie out of just the leavings from that movie. 16 Candles, an all-time classic. Who doesn't love John Hughes movies of the 80s? We will never get those type movies again. They've tried to copy his style so many times and you just can't get it right. You can't go wrong with 16 Candles and really all of his movies from the 80s. They're just great. So I own quite a few of the Final Destination movies on DVD and I love these movies. They're so much fun. You can just take your brain out of your head and just watch people get killed in really inventive ways. So that's why I love this series, and I've actually upgraded these to Blu-ray, but yeah. All right, guys, the TV season, or the TV series that I wanted to discuss was the Incredible Hulk TV series. This is season 4. Season 4 is probably my favorite season. It has the episode The First, which is a TV episode that I actually reviewed over a year ago. And that thing has like 16,000 views now, which is crazy. I never expected that. But I guess there's just not that many reviews on episodes from this show. So it made me actually want to go back and maybe review Prometheus, which is another great two-parter. But yeah, I have really, just so I don't go through all of them, I have all 5 seasons. Here's 2 of them. I grew up with this show. I used to watch this show with my dad. I love the Incredible Hulk TV show. It's cheesy, it's dated, but I have so much fun with this series. Lou Ferrigno, so great. And then I can't not mention Bill Bixby. Bill Bixby to me is the perfect David Banner or Bruce Banner. Rest in peace, Bill Bixby. I miss him so much still. And this is the actual pilot episode, another two-parter, or it was released as a movie actually. And this is how he becomes the Incredible Hulk. You'll see a little small snippet of the actual guy who was supposed to play the Hulk, Richard Kiel, and they actually kept one scene where it's the tree and the camera just zooms down. All right, let's do some Superman stuff. I remember I got this for Christmas one year. This is the Superman Christopher Reeve collection, all 4 movies. Beautiful box set. But yeah, I remember for a while you could only get Superman 2 with this box set. But this is another one I've since gotten the Blu-ray box set. I got a really good deal on it, actually the UK version. I grew up just being a really big Superman fan. Superman 2 was my first movie I ever saw in a theater. I was 6 years old. I love it when we get like director's cuts years and years after the fact. I mean, the Donner cut was actually released. It was kind of a legend. Nobody ever thought that this would get released, and it was finally released, I think, like 20, 25 years later. And it's very different, actually. Richard Donner had a different vision for this movie. Now, this has some footage that wasn't finished, and it'll definitely stick out like a sore thumb, but if you're a Superman fan, you definitely should check out the Donner cut. Okay, moving along, I have Cruel Intentions here. This is a really good 90s flick. I think this came out in the 90s. Somewhere around there, I think like late 90s. But yeah, this one's, it's a remake of Dangerous Liaisons, actually, and I never knew that until after the fact, after watching it. But yeah, it's actually a really good movie with Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillippe. Hope I said that right. And of course, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Here's another Metallica Live DVD I got while I was deployed one year, and it's Quebec Magnetic. I guess this is the one they released after Death Magnetic during the Death Magnetic tour. So yeah, another good Metallica Live DVD, although I don't like the sound of Lars Ulrich's drum set lately. And here is another Dream Theater double feature, actually. But I saw them in concert. As a matter of fact, this is the only time I ever saw them in concert, was at the Images and Words tour. Their first, or actually second album, but the first album with James LaBrie is Images and Words. And to me, that album is a masterpiece. Still one of my favorite albums of all time. And that was back in '93, so really all they performed was songs from that album. So it was everything that I could ever want in a Dream Theater concert. And another Dream Theater DVD, this is Chaos in Motion, and this came out after Systematic Chaos. One thing I do like about Dream Theater's DVDs is they don't repeat themselves, for the most part, with their songs from DVD to DVD. I mean, sometimes you'll find, like Pull Me Under, you're gonna find in a couple of those. But for the most part, you'll see a lot of new tracks on these. This is Score. This is their 20th anniversary DVD. This one's excellent because it has an orchestra in the third act, and they perform like one song off of each album because they had done quite a few albums by this time. And remember when I said I was a big Dream Theater fan? Yeah, here's Live in Budokan. This is the best Dream Theater live DVD out there, really. This is Budokan in Japan. This was right after they did Train of Thought, which is considered their metal album. So this one's really heavy. Who doesn't love the Lord of the Rings extended editions? These are still beautiful to me. They all look like books, you know? And if you don't know, I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I love these movies. I actually watch them every year, at least once a year. Okay, here is a collector's item. This is Tool, their Salival DVD. And this is really cool because you open it up and you can't get this. This is out of print. So you'll have to pay around like $100 or more to get this, but it comes with this awesome book. And then there's your DVD, and it's got like four or five videos on it. But I mean, all the colored illustrations in it are just excellent. Tool is my favorite band, if you don't know, and I will buy anything that comes out by them because they have no official live DVDs out, and I don't think they'll ever put one out. But this has a live CD on it, so which is nice. All right, this is the last episode of The Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby before he died. This is the death of The Incredible Hulk. Yeah, so this was when the Hulk actually died. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but yeah, this was the last episode. It's not the best episode because they had kind of a Hulk reunion years and years after the series ended. And so, you know, everybody's aged quite a bit in these too, but and the production value just doesn't seem like it's as good in these. And then here's the other one, The Incredible Hulk Returns and the Trial of the Incredible Hulk. Returns was the first TV movie that came out a few years after the series ended. And this one, it actually has Thor in Returns, and then the Trial, it actually has Daredevil. Now, I just did a review on Once Bitten, but Vampire's Kiss is one of the strangest movies ever with Nicolas Cage, and that's saying a lot. Now, here is the Crow and the Crow City of Angels. I have Salvation around here somewhere too, but I remember when this came out, you know, these collector's series, and you had all these extra features on it, and I've always been a huge Crow fan, so when this finally came to DVD, I was freaking out. This was like Star Wars to me. But they have some really good special features on these too, which is nice. All right, so I have to show you guys these. These are Halloween 4 and 5 limited edition tins. They only made 15,000 of 5 and 40,000 of 4. So these are rare too. They're out of print, but it's just really cool looking. And if you open it up, part 4 just came out with this this card, I guess. And then part 5 actually has this nice illustrated book with some set photos, behind the scene photos. A lot of these photos are pretty rare too, actually, but yeah, good stuff. And this particular edition, they accidentally sent me 2 of them. But here is my complete Halloween DVD collection, because I don't want to go through every one of these. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I have all of them on DVD, and I've just never like got rid of them or sold them or anything. And you can even see the producer's cut. I got this off of eBay actually. And then the other one that I definitely want to show you is this 2-disc limited edition. I think they made 30,000 of these, and this is the lenticular with the TV cut of John Carpenter's Halloween. And to me, this actually has the best color timing out of all the editions. They have the color timing just right, because the blues are pretty steady in the night scenes, and then the day scenes, it really looks like fall. So I wish they would have put this version out on Blu-ray. But the 35th anniversary edition on Blu-ray is probably the best you can get as far as like, you know, Blu-ray wise. All right, so here is the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Another one that when they came out on DVD, I was just freaking out. I couldn't believe we're finally getting Star Wars on DVD. It seems like Star Wars, they always waited, you know, longer than every other movie to put them out. So yeah, these are great though. And the documentaries on these are excellent, actually. Especially for episode 1, the beginning. And it charts the whole course of from pre-production all the way to post-production for that movie. And then these are kind of my prized possessions. This actually has the unaltered versions as bonus discs on this for the original trilogy. Yeah, see, there's the special edition, and then there is the unaltered version that was released theatrically. And we went through the extended editions, but here are the theatrical editions of Lord of the Rings as well. And then Gladiator, which is one of my favorite movies ever. If you want a great swords and sandals movie, then this is the one to watch. It's excellent. And Spider-Man 1 and 2, when those first came out, I'm sure Parker Schmeichel would like these. He is a Star Wars fanatic. Freddy vs. Jason. A buddy of mine loaned me this Animal House. I never returned it to him because I moved, and I still haven't watched it. And that's crazy. I know Animal House is supposed to be a classic, but for some reason, I just have not got around to watching it. And then the Horror Addicts recently reviewed this on my 31 Days of October. This is Monster House. I love Monster House. One of the best Halloween-themed movies out there. It's just so much fun. One of those DVDs that I'd never watch. I kind of regret buying it, but when my kids were little, they would watch this. This is Zathura with a young Kristen Stewart. Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ. This movie is one of the most brutal movies you will ever watch. It's tough to watch, it really is. And then Finding Nemo, I still haven't gotten around to seeing Finding Dory, but I remember, I think this movie actually made me cry in the theater. And then 8 Crazy Nights is actually a really funny Christmas Adam Sandler movie. It's animated, but it's definitely R-rated too, but it's hilarious actually. Okay guys, just had a slight intermission, had to swap out, bring in my coffee table. So continuing on with the DVDs, here we go. One of M. Night Shyamalan's best movies, I think, is Signs. One of my favorite vampire movies, 30 Days of Night. If you haven't seen 30 Days of Night, please check it out. That is a great vampire movie. Winter's Bone, I really couldn't get into this movie that much, but this is another one of those that I got on Black Friday actually, and I paid like $1 for it. Recently did a review on this one, Valentine. It's not that good of a slasher movie, but it's fun. Now, Joy Division is one of my favorite bands, and Control is about Ian Curtis from Joy Division. It is a great movie, one of my favorite films ever. Sam Riley does such a great job as Ian Curtis. Another great vampire movie, The Lost Boys, classic 80s. All right, I have to take a second to talk about this movie. This is The Weatherman. I definitely plan on doing a review for The Weatherman because this is one of those movies that is so underrated to me. It's perfect. I love so many things about this movie, and maybe there's just a personal connection to it, but if you haven't seen The Weatherman, another one that it really just hits you right here. And this is Wes Craven's original Last House on the Left, which has a really good documentary on it, actually. And I saw this one after I saw the remake. And it's brutal. It's definitely brutal. It's definitely old and dated. And it's got the weirdest score for a horror movie that I think I've ever heard. One of my favorite comedies ever, Better Off Dead with John Cusack. And interestingly enough, John Cusack hates this movie. Crazy. I want my $2. I was Zach versus the Blu-ray Mountain. I actually bought this so I could review The Crow Wicked Prayer, which is horrible. Horrible, horrible movie. And I remember I did the review, and then one of, I don't know if she's a subscriber, but she had to make a comment because she wanted to defend Edward Furlong. And you know what? Good for her. There's somebody out there, at least one person, that loves this movie. But I think everybody else hates it. Classic Christmas Story. Oh, you'll shoot your eye out. And this is a double feature of Grease and Grease 2. Grease 2 is so bad. Who's that guy? Where did he come from? Okay, P.T. Anderson, Boogie Nights, another one of my favorite films. This is like top 20. This movie's so good. Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby, I can't help but love this movie. It's so funny. And when he said, Tom Cruise, use your witchcraft, I almost fell out of my chair. This is my favorite home invasion movie. This is The Strangers. Such a great movie, so creepy. Just horror done right. Okay, Doug Liman, I believe this is his second feature film. This is Go, and it came out shortly after Pulp Fiction, and it's got a structure kind of like Pulp Fiction where it follows like 3 different stories, but it is excellent. Excellent. And Timothy Olyphant, Katie Holmes, really good cast in this. It's not really an action flick, but it's got a lot of action, if that makes sense. And this is a horror 4-pack that I just recently picked up with because I wanted to watch I Know What You Did Last Summer, but it also has When a Stranger Calls, Hollow Man, and Hostel. One of my favorite Tom Hanks films, this is Castaway. Oh, Wilson. This movie just rips me apart. It's so emotional, so good. And now we're talking underrated movies, To Live and Die in LA. This is one of my favorite underrated crime dramas. It was directed actually by Exorcist director William Friedkin, but this is a classic. Love this movie. Wrong Turn. CP likes it. I don't. Can't go wrong with a Stallone 4-pack. We got Demolition Man, Over the Top, The Specialist, and Tango and Cash. I'm a huge Stallone fan, and Over the Top is probably my favorite off of this list. But yeah, these are fun. Another good Christmas movie, this is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. This is the only one I like. I didn't really care for the second or the third one. But this one's actually a lot of fun around Christmas time. Christmas Horror, P2. This is a great movie. Another one that's so underrated. Wes Bentley is just creepy as hell in this. But Rachel Nichols, she is just trapped in a parking structure on Christmas Eve. And I just like movies that take place in one location, and this one's done really well. This is a classic, Silent Night, Deadly Night. So much controversy around this movie when it came out, but it's kind of funny actually. Punish. One of the worst remakes ever, The Fog, and this was Deborah Hill's last production. Rest in peace, Deborah Hill. One of the best gangster movies out there, Carlito's Way with Al Pacino. You can't go wrong with Carlito's Way. Excellent. And Sean Penn, what a great performance he gives in this movie. Okay, just recently watched this for 31 Days of October. This is House at the End of the Street with Jennifer Lawrence. Psycho triple feature. Recently reviewed Psycho 2 and 3. Love those. Psycho 4, not so much. Still got to get a review out for it. Classic Jamie Lee Curtis, Terror Train. Not the best slasher movie, but it's definitely got that 80s feel to it, but way too much magic. And Poltergeist. I don't care what you say, Steven Spielberg directed this. You can tell by every frame, but this is such a classic. Love this movie so much. And as a matter of fact, my son, he just watched it for the first time and he loved it. Best found footage movie out there, The Blair Witch Project. And as far as DVD packages go, nothing beats The Evil Dead. It's a 3-disc set. It's got a great documentary. One by One We Will Take You is such a great documentary. But I was gonna open this up, but I'm not. But yeah, that's freaking awesome. Oh, here we go. Yeah, look at that, and it just keeps going and going. But yeah, you can't beat that. That's awesome. And then here's the other side of it. How cool is that? One of my favorite Christmas comedies, Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds. And Anna Faris. Anna Faris steals the show in this. She is hilarious. One of my favorite Christmas movies, this is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase. You can't go wrong with this movie. This is Ang Lee's Hulk. What a disappointment. It's got some really cool moments in it, I guess, but the Hulk looks really weird. But Danny Elfman's score is actually very good. This movie just, it makes my brain hurt. Blade Trinity, not the best Blade movie, but Ryan Reynolds steals the show. This is an early look at Deadpool. Blade 2, used to love it when it first came out. It has not aged that well. The CGI just sticks out like a sore thumb. Blade 1, classic. Donnie Darko, the theatrical cut, much better version. It's a masterpiece. Oh, here's that Crow Salvation. One of my favorite found footage movies. This is Cloverfield. So much fun with this one. And the sequel, 10 Cloverfield Lane, really good too. And it didn't really feel like it had anything to do with this movie, which is a good thing. Can't go wrong with Fright Night. Epic, classic vampire movie. Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. Love these movies so much, and they're so different. This one's more of an Asian type movie, and this one's more of a Western. Perfect. One of my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies, Unbreakable with Bruce Willis. This is excellent. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. 10 Things I Hate About You. This is such a great 90s comedy. Love this one. Love this one. Love this one. Alien vs. Predator, really all style, no substance whatsoever, but it's a fun ride. One of my favorite comedies, 40-Year-Old Virgin. I've watched this one so many times. I think out of all the comedies, I've probably watched this one the most. Becoming Jane, never seen it. This is another one, Bend It Like Beckham. This is another one. My daughter and my son, they used to be into soccer when they were kids, and so this is a soccer movie. All I got for you. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I got nothing. Bridget Jones' Diary. I actually have fun with this one. It's one of those romantic comedies that I can get into. Hellboy 2, the better Hellboy film. Ron Perlman is just excellent in this. Day After Tomorrow. This is Roland Emmerich's piece of crap movie. He's done so many of these big disaster movies, and the only one that I've really liked of his, I think, is Independence Day. That's it. Bruce Almighty. This is, to me, one of Jim Carrey's last, like, big Jim Carrey comedies. But Jim Carrey is excellent in this. Really, really funny, and it's really heartfelt as well. This is The Road. I have not seen this yet, but I've heard it is excellent, so I need to watch this. Who doesn't love Dodgeball? Dip, dive, and dodge. This is another soccer comedy with Will Ferrell. Kicking and screaming. It's okay. It's not that great, but you can pass an hour and a half with it.
Now this is a classic. Training Day with Denzel Washington, Ethan Hawke, which I think, Denzel, of course, excellent, but Ethan Hawke, I think, went unnoticed in this, and Ethan Hawke was excellent in this.
One of my favorite Westerns, Young Guns 2. Bring It On. This is a fun little cheerleading movie. Clueless is just classic 90s. It's very well written, great dialogue. Fun movie, and rest in peace, Brittany Murphy. So after 7 came out, they started coming out with all these like serial killer movies, and one of them was Kiss the Girls, which is pretty decent. It's not bad. This is early Schwarzenegger. This is raw deal. Nobody gives Schwarzenegger a raw deal. Star Wars Clone Wars cartoons, these are actually really good. I am not ashamed, I enjoyed the first Sex and the City. Didn't watch the second one, but I think I was the only guy in the theater. The only guy in the theater. The only guy in the theater. And this is, I have 2 of the Oceans movies, Oceans 11 and 12. I don't think I have 13. But they're really fun movies. Ocean's 11 is the best though, but this is 12. Whatever It Takes, I don't remember this one at all. Rapid Fire, this is one of Brandon Lee's first movies, or first like big budget type movies. Before he did The Crow, he did Rapid Fire. But Rapid Fire, it's a fun little action movie. Tom Cruise, Minority Report. This is one of Tom Cruise's best movies, I think. The Other Boleyn Girl, I actually like period pieces, and this is actually a really good one about Henry VIII and the 2 women that were involved with him. And this is one of my favorite Disney comedies. This is Emperor's New Groove. This is so underrated.
Is that a waterfall ahead?
Yep.
Sharp rocks at the bottom?
Most likely.
Bring it on.
Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. As a whole movie, it's not that good, but when you watch it in bits and pieces, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Another Swords and Sandals movie, Troy, which is okay. It's not great, but it's a fun watch. Santa Claus 2 is not good at all. Santa Claus 2 is not good at all. Santa Claus 2 is not good at all. 17 again with Zac Efron, actually pretty decent, pretty funny. And Christmas classic, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Another fun Disney one, this is Monsters, Inc. This is a classic Justin Long comedy with Jonah Hill, and it's accepted. This is one that I don't hear talked about that much, but it's really funny. Mark Wahlberg, Fear. This is a great 90s flick. Mark Wahlberg is crazy in this movie with Reese Witherspoon. It's one of those obsession movies. You can't go wrong with The Karate Kid. One of my favorite 80s films. So much heart. Just so well directed by John G. Avildsen. Patch Adams, boy, this is a tearjerker, and now that Robin Williams is gone, it's even more of a tearjerker. Another great Tom Cruise, Steven Spielberg duo. This is War of the Worlds, excellent. This is my childhood right here. This is King Kong with Jessica Lange. Had a big old crush on Jessica Lange, but I remember I was just crying my eyes out when I saw this as a kid. Somebody just mentioned this the other day on Instagram, Idle Hands. Oh, this is so good with Devon Sawa, but really fun movie, and it owes a lot to Evil Dead, especially Evil Dead 2. The Ruins is another really good horror film. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I liked it. Oh, and it has Gina Malone. Another really horrible remake, Prom Night. Has nothing to do with the original Prom Night. They just basically stole the name. Guys, my voice is going. That's how many DVDs I have here. Okay, this is the original Saw. Goodfellas, one of my favorite gangster movies. Scorsese is just amazing. The Happening is so laughable. It's just horrible. The Bone Collector, another one of those post-7 movies, and it's another one it's good, it's okay. It's a fun watch with Angelina Jolie and Denzel Washington. You want to talk about underrated comedies? Bad Teacher with Cameron Diaz is one of the most underrated comedies I've ever seen. It's hilarious, and I'm not even a Cameron Diaz fan, but she's so funny in this. Reality Bites, another classic 90s film. I've seen it so many times, Ethan Hawke and Winona Ryder, but yeah, excellent. And who knew that Ethan Hawke could sing, but he's actually got a really good band in this movie. Okay, another funny Will Ferrell comedy. This is Blades of Glory. The scene where him and John Heder are ice skating together, I was rolling. Strange Wilderness. You might not have heard this one, but it's got a really funny scene with Bigfoot. And it's from the makers of Grandma's Boy. Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2. Teen Wolf is one of my favorite 80s comedies, 80s movies really. Another great 80s movie, Can't Buy Me Love. This one is a classic. Detroit Rock City with Edward Furlong. This is where he redeems himself, and they're actually going to a Kiss concert. If you're a Kiss fan, you'll love this. If you're a comedy fan, you'll love this. It's a great movie. Adventureland, another really good movie, and this one stars Kristen Stewart, and I actually liked her in this movie. Before Sunrise, another good Ethan Hawke movie, Julie Delpy from the 90s, excellent, and it's an excellent trilogy actually. One of the best sports movies ever, Hoosiers. If you want to learn how to be a good person, watch Hoosiers. It's so good. Rounders, poker movie. This movie made people quit their day jobs and start taking up poker, which was a huge mistake for most of them. But excellent, excellent movie. One of my favorites. Disturbing Behavior. It's just one of those 90s horror movies in the Scream era. It's watchable, it's fun, but yeah, it's only okay. Superman Returns, not a good Superman movie. Daredevil, very underrated. Can't go wrong with Fincher, Fight Club, one of the greatest movies ever. And this is Dragon, the Bruce Lee story about Bruce Lee. It's not a great Bruce Lee movie, but it's really the only one we got. So I would definitely like a new Bruce Lee documentary or docu-movie, whatever you call it. Mean Girls, this is actually a really fun movie with Lindsay Lohan. And Tina Fey wrote the script, so that's why it's really good. Sweet Home Alabama, this is one of those chick flicks. Toy Story 2, classic. Love Toy Story 2, have not seen the third one yet. What happened to Austin Powers? I remember Austin Powers was like huge back in the day, and then Mike Myers just fell off the face of the earth. One of the greatest movie endings ever, all time, Usual Suspects. Michael Bay movie, The Island, it's okay, it's nothing great, it looks pretty. Another movie you might not have heard of, Sexy Beast. Under the Skin director did this one, and this is such a great movie. One of the best performances I've ever seen by Ben Kingsley. Amazing.
Amazing.
Another classic 80s, Some Kind of Wonderful. This is one of my favorite 80s movies, just so good, Some Kind of Wonderful. Another underrated comedy, this is Fired Up. So many funny moments in this movie. I can't believe this wasn't a huge hit because it is so funny. And one of my favorite comedies ever, Skin Deep with John Ritter, rest in peace. This is one of those few comedies that I was literally gut laughing. Like my sides were hurting on some of the scenes, and I don't want to build it up too much for you because it is an 80s comedy, but it's really good and it's got a lot of heart to it. Simpsons movie, I'm surprised they only made one of these because the first one was a big hit and it was really funny. I, Robot, Will Smith, Alex Proyas, who directed The Crow, he seemed like he never had a really good movie after The Crow, except for Dark City maybe. But I, Robot, it's only okay. Horrible movie, Elektra, the follow-up to Daredevil, or spinoff. Horrible. I'm not a big musical fan, but I really enjoyed Sweeney Todd. Now here's a 90s movie, very controversial, called The Lover. Very seductive movie. True Romance, what a great movie by the late Tony Scott. Script by Quentin Tarantino, one of Tarantino's best scripts, I think. And I wish to God they would make an Ace Ventura 3. It might be too late at this point, but I love the first two Ace Venturas. They're so funny. First Young Guns movie. I like the second one better, but the first one's still a classic. Okay guys, I have a few more DVDs to show you. This is the next day. Didn't even realize that I had these. So without further ado, let's get into more DVDs. Kingpin, one of my favorite comedies. This has so many scenes that are just hilarious. This is a Trick or Treat. I did a review on this. It's got Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons, but they're not in the movie as much as you would think, or as the cover would suggest. But yeah, it's a fun little 80s movie, especially if you like heavy metal music. Next up, Say Anything. I think this is a romantic comedy for guys. It's just such a great movie, a great Cameron Crowe movie. Yeah, Say Anything. John Cusack rules in this. This is the Black Christmas remake. It's got some beautiful cinematography. It's got some great actresses in it, but I hate the second half of this movie. Hate it. Not Another Teen Movie. This was one of the first to start out all those spoof movies. Like every time a big movie would come out, then there would be a spoof movie on it. But not Another Teen Movie. It's not perfect, but it's definitely got some really funny scenes in it. You can't go wrong with a classic like Home Alone. There's so much that's been said about this movie, but it really is just so great. Here's one that some of you younger viewers might not have heard of. This is Brewster's Millions, starring Richard Pryor, where he inherits $30 million, and if he can spend it in 30 days, then he gets $300 million. So right off the bat, it's an interesting premise, and it's got Richard Pryor. It's great. One of my favorite comedies ever, Step Brothers. There are more lines in this movie than any other comedy I think I've ever seen. As a matter of fact, I have a Dale Doback Funko right there with the drumsticks. Juno. This is such a great movie. Diablo Cody is a great screenwriter, and the characters are just infectious in this movie. It's so well written. It's a quirky comedy, but it's got a heart. Another old 80s movie, Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater. To be honest, I don't remember this movie that much. I Love You Man is a great bromance with Paul Rudd. You can't go wrong with Paul Rudd. Just about everything he's in is just gold. Another John Hughes classic, Pretty in Pink. Here's a great live DVD, Kill Switch Engage. This was after, I believe, their End of Heartache album, that tour, but this is a great DVD. Dumb and Dumber. Do I need to say anything more? One of my favorite movies ever, Shawshank Redemption. Talk about perfect movies. There's only a few perfect movies in this world. Shawshank Redemption is definitely one of them. This is the Peter Jackson King Kong Extended Edition. This has the best blooper reel I think I've ever seen. I watch it over and over. It's so funny. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, really good comedy. It's fun. It's one of those kind of raunchy rated R comedies, but it's got some really funny things in it, especially Russell Brand, who steals the show in this, really. Another decent Jim Carrey movie, Fun with Dick and Jane. This one was kind of on his downward slope, but it's still got some funny stuff in it. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, what a classic. It's another one of those great John Hughes movies. Charlie's Angels, this is one of those that a lot of people did like, but I wasn't that big of a fan of. Dawn of the Dead, one of the best remakes I think out there, and I love the end credits scene. If you've never seen Grandma's Boy, definitely check it out. One of the most underrated comedies I've ever seen. So many funny moments.
How the hell did Vampire Diaries get in my DVD collection?
Sin City. Marv is one of the greatest characters ever created on screen. Nightmare on Elm Street 4-pack. Another quick TV show. Again, I didn't show all my TV shows, but this is one I watched the most probably. Arrested Development. One of the best TV shows ever. One of the best TV shows ever. Okay, and we're gonna end this with a bit of horror. 2 horror documentaries. We got His Name is Jason, and we got 25 Years of Terror Halloween. This is the better documentary, but if you get the Crystal Lake Memories documentary, that's so much better. I mean, they use most of the footage from this in Crystal Lake Memories. So if you want to scratch the surface of that, then you definitely check out His Name is Jason. But yeah, 25 Years of Terror is really good as well, but it is kind of dated. It was right after Resurrection came out, but still really good, and it's got a great bonus disc as well. Well guys, we did it. That is it. That is the whole DVD collection. Again, let me know if you have any questions down below, and thank you guys for asking me to do this. I had a lot of fun. So anyway guys, I'm out of here. Make sure you join the Killer Flicks Facebook group where we talk horror all day, every day. Like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, and Drumdum out.